And we are back. Welcome back to Brick and Lantern. I can't enter my password. Well, I already entered the password tonight, so we are off to an incredibly much better start than last week, where we wasted an hour attempting to get signed on. In case you're joining us for the first time, I've just gotten into Forbidden Valley, so I'm wearing my absolute strongest fit right now to run these first quests. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks since we last played Lego Universe, and I do kind of miss not playing it when we are waiting to come back. So it's a little bit it's a little bit sad, but also it's really kind of cool because it's like, oh, I get to come back. Like I always have something to look forward to, um, especially when it just comes to like playing this game that I've really adored since my childhood. Sarge, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming by. Um, as always, my number one Lego Universe enjoyer, fellow adventurer who will probably just appear at some point throughout my playthrough. I really want to get I really want to get a better suit of armor because this suit of armor is simply it's really bad. It's really bad. It looks awful. But maybe I can pick up some more faction tokens today while we do our quests. So I have to go. This is the one where you have to go around the gate. Yep. So this is the Forbidden Valley. This is the it's like the third world in the game, depending on what order. And they put you into Gnarled Forest first, but you can always just come here for some reason, even though it's a mid to higher level. I think I'm a little either under leveled or under geared for this area, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's both, because I haven't really been focused on like assembling my build yet. So that's kind of we will probably run into a lot of like dying, respawning and dying and respawning and dying and respawning again. So you're gonna have to bear with me over that time. Did I team I think I teamed a Mantis last week. I still don't remember. No, I didn't. I definitely did not team a Mantis. Yeah, here's where things are gonna get iffy. Oh, jeez. It's hard not to. It's really hard not to like this pirate hook. It's really hard not to like this classic style for me. Oh, you just have it. That's great. Arg. Solomon Ninja Pajamas. Map piece 1. That is bring pirate-sized ninja clothes to George Timber Shivers. How am I supposed to find this? Yeah, these guys I don't want to tangle with right now because they don't look like they're gonna be too friendly to me. At least like they don't look like they're gonna be fightable. Fauna Shader in the Great Tree. I really want to see actually how bad they are. Oh yeah. Actually, they're not terrible. Oh, I don't have my faction gear equipped, so I can't actually use the enchant, and I really don't want to find out how strong they are if I can't even use the enchant. Okay. Dark Ronin. Oh, nice. We might be visiting them again. So I need that. Either I need that better faction gear, or I'm just gonna suffer forever. This area is, I remember spending a lot of time. Hey, it's Brock. Hey, Brock. Hi, Chuck. Yeah. So this I spent a ton of time here, and if there's any doubt in my mind, I just remember like so viscerally just being here and just being like fucking running around. Of course, I was in Venture back then, and now I am in Paradox. And we might do some accessorizing in a bit later. So kind of, yeah, bring out a pet to change trigger. I don't know where to bring the pets out. If anybody knows, now would be a good time. We'll put on the stuff because I wanna want to give everybody the true experience. Um, as best that I can do it is to put on the faction items, wear it with pride, and do that. Oh. I had a so how does this work on a community server? That's a really good question. I did a video tutorial before we started this whole adventure, so you can look. Oh, jeez. Okay. Um, Sorry, I was not expecting that for some reason. So, this is the Brian's Lego Universe server, which is a you actually might if you're in certain circles you might recognize Brian. Um, what the heck? Who's this person? This is Bill. Oh, Bill Shido. That's cute. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'm gonna go back the way I came. Because that is a nasty looking creature. So, how it works is that a group of friends, according to the Lego group, we are running a private server, and essentially what you have to do is you have to patch your game in a very specific way, install a couple of extra mod packs and a couple of scripts. They've really done a very good job of Forbidden Trees right here. Why am I? They've really done a very good job of making it accessible. So what you first have to do is download the game from archive.org. Download the unpacked client. Oh, it's a rocket ship. So you download the unpacked client. You join the Discord server. They provide you with a play key to make your account with, and then that will kind of take you from there. I would say, in the interest of like clarity, nice, yes. In the interest of clarity, go and watch the video on the channel. I like to think it's the best video tutorial possible. The Discord invite is out of date, but ooh. Oh yes, I remember. These are the Kung Fu. There's like the Kung Fu side quests. I would say, look, go watch that video, check it out, and then you actually, if you can get in touch with Brian, or I can do it myself, I will post an updated invite link to that server and just try to keep it updated as long as I can, because obviously they don't want to. You don't want to share it out because the terms of the agreement with Lego Group are that it's fine to have these projects, but you can't actually like run a public server. Ooh, cool. Hidden in Florida bells, collect them, and I will. Oh yeah, I can get this. The Lego Group stipulates that you're not supposed to have an open server to the public, so server owners have to make that a little bit difficult. I've played on several servers. I think Brian's Lego Universe BLU is the best one. They are running. They do a lot of different things with the game. Their community is very active. The people that they, the people that they have. And Parablister. Selling it with Rich. That's cool. Exceptional. I wish I could wear these. Some of these are awesome. If I were, I'm gonna do my funny cosplay. Cause I have so much money. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So this server though is great. In the inventory, there are the models. The pets are models. Okay. Thank you, Sarge. You are a hero. I'm so glad that you're around for these things, because I don't think I would have remembered that ever. I think I would have just been confused this entire time as to how to do that. Yes, but the community is really great. I think they do. The people who are invested in this game really do an incredible job of keeping it alive and like staying very active with the game, and staying very, come find me, and building different builds and like all those kinds of very interesting community things that are really important when it comes to MMOs like this, and I'm surprised that they've been able to sustain them in that way, in any way really. So props to BLU community members. Props to um, props to the folks who are keeping this game alive, because it's really nice to have access to this game, to be able to run into people. Oh yes, yes, yes. Of course I will do that. You know me. I am Breaking Lantern. I am the #1 Castle fan. Of course, I'm gonna equip the castle stuff. I wish that the pirate gun was like an offhand weapon, so I could have a ranged option. Because as it stands, I don't have any ranged options, like except for the pirate cannon. But I'm sure I could work that out. I think actually some of these are. That was cool. I think one of these is actually. I don't remember which one. So that's how the server works. Obviously, it's still active. Is the one thing. Work. So yeah, skunk pet, cat pet, bunny pet, robot dog, mantis. Please talk to the yeah. Oops, my bad. So Stinger mantis. I don't remember what the Stinger mantis is a reference to, but I do know is that I have a mantis named Stinger now. If anybody remembers for me, that would be cool, but also you don't have to do that. It's just like I remember. Oh, I think the Stinger Mantis is a reference to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I think. Ooh, crossbow. Crossbow. I think it's a reference to Fallen Order. I don't remember. That's kind of embarrassing not to remember what you named your pet. Just be like, yeah, I know it's a reference to something, because all my animals, all of my pets, with the exception of like 2 or 3, are references to something. But off the top of my head, I really don't remember what we should do. We go to the last one over here. Yeah, so my connection with this game goes really far back. Take the path to Skeleton Hill, build Maelstrom turrets, and block the crypts, and I get the white conical hat. Which is, this is like a ninja 1998 style, or more like 2004, if such a thing had existed in 2004. But the point stands, it's like it's kind of this in between, not Ninjago, but still some sort of ninja theme, almost like kind of reminds me of Orient Expedition. Some of these builds, especially in this area, and definitely when we're talking about like there's just some things that remind me of sets. I mean, like the model work in this game is amazing, and it's some of I'd love to be able to capture these models in my own box. And I know in the future, for those of you watching the streams, you're definitely going to see an uptick in like, oh, this was inspired by LU, or like, oh, this is related to LEGO Universe, because it's just that's what I'm so not definitely engaged with that. Like I am. Really cool. I enjoyed the jump pad up there. Definitely like this is just a very formative part of my childhood, and I think about it a lot. Okay? I definitely am very happy that I can kind of have that experience again, because this is just something that I used to pour so many hours into, and even now, like I'm just enjoying. It's this Cavalry Hill. just kind of enjoying this like process of going back and completing the game and getting to experience it for a with new, older eyes. And it's definitely like it's a kid's MMO. There's no there's no shame in saying that. Like, I'm not ashamed of that. Oof. Um, there obviously it still knocks me on my head sometimes. Um, particularly like those harder enemies. And I really wish that we can. I hope that we can get some people together to play this game. Just because like having a group of people together to play this game, like it's experience it together, it's super cool. And I think there's a lot of inbuilt nostalgia now with it. I think we can engage with it a little bit. So I have to, yeah, that's not happening. Maybe this. This is tough. This is gonna require a little bit of creative movement. Come on. Come on. Nice. I don't even have to beat those guys. I just wanted to prove that I could. At this tender level of 3, what do I have to do here? Smash the statues above the crypt doors. Oh, okay, so it's these. How do I do that? Do I have to shoot them, or do I have to? Because I think I can jump them. No, I gotta shoot them. Okay. Spam damage as quickly as possible. Save my DPS is high enough. Nice. Okay, so I need a absolute bottom of the barrel pistol. Shoot. Okay. How do you like 1 damage coming at you? Yeah, that's not doing anything, dude. That's nothing. Okay. Let's just get a little spicy. Getting a little spicy. An actual weapon, huh? We made a real weapon. Woo! Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Yes. Okay. This is just like such a neat area, and it's kind of why I'm excited for Dreams a little bit. Because that's not right. Oof, wow. I love it if my pet could like help me in combat. That would be pretty cool. Oh, I've got 2 of them now aggroed to me. Nice. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so Lego Dreams has a lot of like these trans purple kind of elements that remind me a lot of this game, and that's why I'm excited because I'm just gonna like start buying. I'm just gonna buy the sets to. Ooh, you weren't expecting that. I'm just gonna buy the sets to start turning them into universe mocks, or at least like some sort of universe inspired. Damn. So you pretty much need to stick this as soon as you can. Yep. And go. So are these statues like assisting the... I guess they're assisting the process of like defending the gates. Which is neat. Yeah, I want those dreams pieces, especially like the little, I don't know what they are, like the nightmare, I guess you could say thralls. Because I just, it's so cool to have pieces that kind of resemble LU elements. And so that's what I want, is to be able to be able to recreate some of those. Oh yeah, I gotta stick with the lower ones. I can't be messing with 3 of them at once. Like, I could easily complete the quest very quickly, but, you know. Man, the effects on these guys, too. Sorry, I'll stop fanboying over this game. I won't stop, but I'll move on to, like, a different topic, because I'm currently standing in the horseman here, and that's not doing me any favors, really. Yeah, so I guess I will kind of move around the room and see with whatever's on my mind. What? Oh, I'm out of imagination? That's not good. Okay. Smash. Rip. Rip, bozo. Need to rebuild. Yeah, so where am I at right now? I'm good. I am oh so ready to get, you know, started on the next videos and you know, get my moving done. Actually got some really cool stuff, and I am gonna be like building a little tiny bit, just to just to do it, because I do miss miss doing it a lot. And like, I've seen all these incredible things lately, and I kind of want to. That knockdown is nasty. Pistol. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Before they respawn. Yes! Thank you. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool to have the theme. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I can't. Yeah, so I'm doing decent. Just staying busy. There's, you know, obviously coming down the pipe, lots of videos. Goats. There are goats up on the mountain. Lots of videos coming down the pipe. I'm working on. This might seem foreign to some of you. I'm actually working on scripts this time. A lot of my videos are a little more informal, unscripted, whatever you might want to call them. Sloppy. I guess you could say sloppy, but that would be kind of mean. But yeah, they're not scripted, and so I mean, they're lightly scripted. In the way that I kind of write down like points, like, oh, this is the point I want to hit on, or like, oh, this is an observation I had, or what have you, like those kinds of things. Not so much like, oh, this is an actual A to B to C script, which is, you know, nice. I have a little bit of time that I'm able to do that, which is cool, because I'm been, you know, busy with this downtime of just trying to make sure that I'm doing things for the channel. I'm trying to make sure that I'm able to, you know, that I'm able to work on things and still be creative, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So part of it is trying to stay busy, and trying to make sure that I'm doing things that are going to be helpful for the future, and then I'm going to be able to work on videos and be able to like fully develop thoughts, because that's the one thing that I'm kind of not so much disappointed, but just kind of like unimpressed with on my past work. Is just like I can definitely develop my thoughts more compared to like having to come up with things in the spur of the moment, and being able to devote more thought to what I'm saying before I say it, rather than as I'm saying it and like having to say, okay, you know, this is my because how those videos go is I will just sit there, like, those audio takes, those are not edited. I don't, partially it's a time thing. It's like I don't want to edit. I don't want to sit there and try to piece together a review. I'd much rather just go through it in one swoop, because it's just like, it's easier for me, and I think it flows better. Oh jeez, I gotta get out of here. Yep, bye. I think it flows better, and I think that everybody that I've everyone that I've talked to, yeah, I just every time that I've done audio editing like that, it's always been a pain in the neck to try to accomplish because it's always whoa, green dragon. I did not know you were down here. I don't even think I can tame them yet, can I? No, and that's cool with me, man. That's just I just a genuine like natural discovery that I just had there a little bit of walking into this. Only skeleton dragon pets can dig for this treasure. Aw, I mean fair. How the heck do I get back up? Oh, I don't get back up. You go further down. Um, skeleton dragon. It's I'm like 10. I think skeleton dragons are cool. Actually, I take that back. Skeleton dragons are cool. So, what? Oh, I'm gonna hit that. Part of the drive to redo the way that I write those videos is it takes less time. To be honest, it takes less time if we're talking about 20 minutes to half an hour of writing compared to 20 minutes to an hour to 2 hours of just attempting to record a video over and over again. The time definitely definitely evens out in the end. And also, I think it's actually kind of cool. I've been doing some research for the videos that I'm doing now. More research because I would research a bit for like not for the Ninjago 2011 video, but for some of the videos I will do research, especially if I'm putting together a claim like my Lego Star Wars video or the Lego 2000, I think it's called, yeah, Lego 2000, the King Leo's Castle video, where I kind of I introduced this angle of Lego Star Wars and licensed themes have kind of overtaken the toy sphere, and all these things. Can you dig that up, please? Thank you. I'm gonna give you a pet. Follow me. I'm gonna scratch it here. Dig. One break. Yeah, when it comes to getting out and making a claim like that, I think it's much more beneficial to actually come out and do more research than you need. Yeah, this was the thing, is I always get lost through here, especially now because I'm talking. Doing more research than you need, and thinking about like, okay, yeah, I'm just going in circles. I'm sorry, chat. Doing more research than I need, and thinking about like critically presenting what I'm talking about, because it's the one thing that I kind of very much am glad that I do now, is that I take the time to research closely what I'm doing, and I take the time to think about critically, like, okay, if I'm structuring a claim, I'm structuring an argument, and that argument is that Lego Star Wars is overall a negative impact on builder creativity and AFOLs and all that. If I'm gonna have to structure that claim, I'm gonna need to make sure that I have a lot of research, and a lot of research in terms of just like, okay, so not to say like, oh, your argument is right or wrong or bad or good, like it doesn't. A discussion is discussion, especially when it comes to this stuff, because like honestly, it's not that serious. The stuff that we're talking about. So it's kind of like, okay, let's make sure that I have everything that I want to say, and then I'm ready to make the points that I want to make, and be able to like, oh cool, picnic set, fully articulate everything, fully put a voice to. Not so fast. fully put a voice to the things that I want to say, and as much, you know, give it as much critical thought as possible, because that's the one thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to like I don't want to leave things on the table, especially when it comes to like you know a script, because I don't not a script but a video, because I don't want to revisit a topic like I'm not opposed to it. Um, But it's not because I'm making an addendum, it's because I'm like, oh, I've got more to I've actually, you know, I found more to say, or we've had an interesting discussion in the comments, and I've re-examined, you know, my position, or what have you, instead of, Cavalry Hill again. Cavalry Hill, I already went to it again. Didn't I? Oh, sorry, Dog Ronan. Like I want to make sure that I'm presenting the best information I can present, and doing it in a way that is as, if not as genuine as I can. Not to say it's genuine, but as complete as I can present it. You know, as fully featured, as fully articulated as I can. Because obviously right now, like, I'm only so articulate, especially in a live setting, because I like to try to consider what I'm saying, which leads to these kind of long, kind of unnatural lapses in my speech. Hello, who the heck are you? Oh, you're wow. Look at that paradox chest. This is the thing. I would kill for some of these prints on real minifigures. Like to have like all the faction leaders on a mini kit on a minifigure. That's really cool. That's a really cool idea. That's a raceway. I'll go that way. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now in terms of like video wise. And I've got a lot of cool videos coming up. I think I've got about 10 to 12 planned out right now. In the planning phase, I've got 4 or 5 written and completed. Obviously, I haven't started filming anything yet, and I've got, like I was talking earlier about possibly filming something, just because I want to keep making stuff. I enjoy making things. It's just like, all right, you know, I gotta make sure that I can make it in a good way, and not just like, oh, this is a kind of crappy way to do this, you know. They're making it in a bad way, or making a video in a way that I'm not really proud of, kind of deal. So it's been fun because you really, like, I've been able to really have to learn about limitations that I have, and I have to place these things. This is Cavalry Hill, isn't it? Is it? Well, I guess we'll never know. I wish they had. They probably do. I mean, I have a ninja hood. I think it's down that far. Or that's Skeleton Gate. I don't know. I think we're gonna go down there. Because I can't seem to find where things are. That's Fallen Gate. Okay, we'll still talk to that. It's fine. Where am I supposed to find these ninja bastards? Okay, that's kind of funny. Yeah. So videos are coming. Videos are coming, and not that I'm rushing myself about it, but I'm really excited. I am so excited to bring on. We'll bring out Beep Boop. Beep Boop. So excited to bring out the new videos. I'm so excited to set up the new studio, the new space. Just it'll be so nice to have the collection together again. And actually, kind of interestingly, my collection is split in half right now. So half of my collection is with my partner, and it'll be nice to finally assemble all of the sets again, and have them all in one location. Because it's kind of been a little like those sets are informed by both of our tastes. So it's kind of frustrating to have to be like, oh, but you have XYZ sets and I have, ABC sets, and we have one full collection, but it's not nearly, it's not nearly what we both have together, which is both a horrifying prospect, an absolutely terrifying prospect, because that means that my, I don't know how many sets, many, we'll say my many sets, are just like increased by Kenyon the Wise, Ninja Sage. My many sets are just increased by not insubstantial. I think like 10 or 15. So I have, last I checked, 43 sets in my collection. So we're talking about like probably 60. Though I have been downsizing a bit, especially certain themes. Some themes more than others. Cough cough. Lego Star Wars. That's like, okay, this is pretty funny area. Cough cough Lego Star Wars. But yeah, just like the amount of the sets that I still have, and I'm having like a hard time. Obviously, they're not all gonna come together because you can't have them all together. Like that would. We have an apartment. We have a one bedroom one bedroom apartment. Not all those sets are gonna come together, and also I don't really want to put them all together. Like there's some sets that I want to put together, and there's some sets that I'm like, okay, you're gonna hang out for now, and then we're gonna wait until like there's a good time to put them all back. I have some Star Wars sets. There is a part of my heart that still likes Star Wars, and I don't remember if it's a Star Wars line. It's like I have to kill that part of me. No, that's John Wick. But yeah, there's still some Star Wars in my heart. How much? Not very much, especially lately. I'm not gonna lie, like it's been rough to just watch the theme be devoured by collectors and investors, and not so much collectors. I mean, like collectors are gonna collect, and that's obviously that's cool because like I'm a collector. It would be kind of silly to be like, oh, but these Star Wars collectors are lesser than me or whatever. But really, like, just the investment market for these sets are ridiculous. And I don't wanna say too much because I do have a video idea sheerly about like, okay, I need to talk about this investment thing because this is Cavalry Hill, isn't it? Okay, I just have to find out what the frickin' gong is. Or where the bell is, so I can smash it. It's crazy. Like these prices are crazy. Earlier today, I was looking at Phantom, which is the one set that has Grand Admiral Thrawn in it. Thrawn is a very Thrawn's a character that everybody, not everybody, but like. He's very popular. He's very popular. If you're not familiar with Star Wars, fair. Because why would you? Like, this is Cavalry Hill. Shoot, where's that gong? Or where's that bell? It's at the top of the hill. Ooh, I'm gonna have to assault the hill. This will be good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, so, like, just the friggin' process. Oh, there's a gi? Neat. Where is it? It's got absolutely demolished. Oh, cool. The kimono, the kimono is actually very good on armor. I think I might be able to do better now. Not wearing the whole set, obviously, but I can still do a bit better in terms of DPS, because that's what I need right now. It's just straight up as much DPS as I can get. Yeah, but the Star Wars prices are crazy, and it's like it boggles my mind. And I'm somebody who returned. I returned to Lego because of Star Wars, like because I liked Lego Star Wars so much, and kind of had this like not epiphany, but definitely there it is. Not epiphany, but definitely this realization that like, oh my god, these this can't continue. It's not sustainable. And it's really sad to say that as somebody who would love to do like army building, would love to. There you go. Thank you. Would love to do army building. Would love to do like. I have a group of stormtroopers. And I plan to hold on to them just because, obviously, I want to use them for something. And I have some ideas. See if I can get back to chat. See if no new chat. I have a set of stormtroopers. And I like them. The dual molded helmets I can live without. I think they're a little big, but in the grand scheme of things, you're talking about a detail on a figure. It looks good. It looks more detailed. So anyway, just the prices are outrageous. The prices for anything, and compared to other sets. Other sets are more modest. Sets that I want, like Black Falcon's Fortress, those sets are kind of more modest. Not outrageously modest, but you're talking 285 or whatever for the panda style, the mantis style, the dragon style, or the monkey style. I want the dragon style. They're much more modest, much more handbook. They're much more affordable, and honestly, like they're much more fun, I guess. 'Cause some of the Star Wars sets are just like, what does that do? Oh, it's a platform. Okay, so there's gonna be somebody up there. If it comes down someday. There it is. Cool. Yeah, some of the Star Wars sets are just kind of like TIE Fighter or whatever. We've already had 500 TIE Fighters. I really don't need another TIE Fighter. It's kind of like a lame. No. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll come down one more time. Yes, it will. Please don't fall apart just because I missed the jump. Oh, you'll never guess what it did because I missed the jump. Yeah, but just like there are so many vehicles in Star Wars, and there are so many cool things that you could do, and it just seems like every year it's like, okay, let's put out an X-Wing, let's put out a TIE Fighter. Oh, it's a prequel year this year, let's put out Anakin's Jedi Starfighter and nothing else. Just kind of like recycling the same sets over and over and over and over, and it's kind of like, okay, how many of these do I need? How many Jedi Starfighters do I need? And for prequel fans, for people who have these things, want these things, and for people who are like little kids who are just getting into Star Wars for the first time, like these are, what is Nunchuck? Yeah, cool. Just a cool view. I'm sure there's like something about. Oh, she's still going. I'm sure there's something about Nunchuck later. It's just gonna be good for the next 2 minutes. I love it when it does this. Still going. There we go. I don't know. It's just the designers are constricted. The fans are picky. You know, it's like seems like the Lego Star Wars community is kind of not not interested in yes, level 19. Not so interested in engaging with like the creativity than the damage combo. I want Dragon Style. And then the Ninja Hood. Cool. Oh, okay, and then you have to go to the top. Damn, I was too early. Like, I think that they're just this toxic kind of reflection. Is there a Lego theme that I think died too fast? Okay. Sarge, I will answer that in just a second. That's actually a really good question. Is there a theme that I think died too fast? Okay, let me think here, because there's a couple of things that I could have used more of. That's tough. That's tough. I guess I'll expand it into themes that I think could have been expanded. Because I think that there's also some interesting things that could be drawn from there. So I think that we could have. Ooh, that's the dragon. That's the dragon. Past the ninja. You need a fallen hood to pass the ninja. Okay. So in terms of themes that I think died too fast or died in unwarranted death. Man, that's tough because I think of themes that I want expanded, and it's like Galaxy Squad. I'm thinking from recent history, and I'm sure there's other ones. Galaxy Squad, I think is one. Should I take the Black Hood or the White Hood? I think I'm gonna take the white one. Be the white ninja. I'll be a white ninja. Galaxy Squad. Galaxy Squad only got. That was funny. Only got, I think, a wave and a change. Like, not much in the way of sport, really. And I think part of that is just like we have this kind of these kinds of themes that just aren't long for this world. And Galaxy Squad was just tragically kind of one of those themes that was not gonna stick around long. And that was the one where they were fighting the big bugs. And had I been more engaged, because I wasn't engaged with Lego at that time, as much as I am now, and I wish that I had been able to buy some of those sets. I just think that like those sets are very unique, and definitely. Oh, cool! Restores it to me too. And like those sets are unique and very interesting, and just in terms of like you could have done more with this. Sick. You could have done more with this. Galaxy Squad is the one that I am. Oh, look at my hair. I look dope. Galaxy Squad is the one that I would bring back for another wave or two. I think that is the one theme that I miss slash regret regret that doesn't exist anymore, because it's very interesting, and I think the builds that exist are really cool. And I think that the mechs and each faction is very distinct, like all those things. And it's really the last original space theme that we ever received, which is sad. Oh, there's another thing that I heard about recently that I will kind of talk about a little bit, and I think it's because I saw a video by a very certain YouTuber about it, and I wanted to experience it, because I guess I had a very surface level interest until I actually understood what it was, and that is the missions theme. I think that the idea of like experimenting with different instruction styles is really, really cool. And I'm not exactly sure why I think that, other than, I've been built with instructors for so long that it's just kind of like, oh, okay, it's time for something different. But I think the idea of I have to use the hammer. It doesn't auto-equip it? It's kind of weird. Like the idea of having a different style of instructions, and like, I don't know, it's just very appealing to me. Okay, I need to buy a new... I can't buy anything? I can't. Okay. What are we gonna get first? Are we gonna get the head 2, the leggings 2, or the... You can't get the shoulder pad until you get everything else. I remember that. Or you can't get Shinobi Katana 2 until you get Shinobi Katana, everything else. What am I gonna get first? Because I wanna get an element of this kit to complete. I'm also interested to see what you all think about that. Is there a LEGO theme that died too fast? And is the LEGO universe very much time of its release, or are there retro themes as well? LU is kind of, the way I see it is that it's retro, sort of. If that, and it's tough to be like, oh, it is, or it isn't, because it is. And here's what I have to say about that, is that, oh cool, he refunds you a paradox thingy. So it's quintessential, which I know is a weird answer, but I will say it's quintessential LEGO. You have the classic themes in there. So, for example, we have a pirates. We have a pirates world, which is gnarled forest. You have a ninja world, which we just went through. You kind of have like this space motif running throughout, with the classic rocket ships, and with the. I think it's not of its time. Like there's no power miners. For example, there's no power miners world. There's no city world really. This is the only kind of like city hub that you have, is this Nimbus Station hub. The only theme that is of its time is Ninjago. There's a Ninjago expansion that was built to kind of promote that, not only promote Ninjago, but promote I have to check this too. Promote Ninjago and promote the game, because the game was kind of desperately lacking content when it came out. Okay. So that was that's that. It really kind of hits all of the classic themes in its own original way. Um, which I know is incredibly like a cop out answer. I'm like, oh, Sarge London. Hi, Sarge. Welcome to playing LU. Uh, thank you for perhaps correcting me. Do I have to use the Maelstrom infected bricks in that? I do. Show your faction pride by completing daily mission. Surprise pack, gem pack, surprise pack. Versus Cannon Cove Commander. Medium bag of faction tokens. He's got me with the faction tokens. Yeah, so it's kind of unique. I think they did a good job of capturing each one. There's more room. There's more room for them to continue to expand, and that's the one thing that they've kind of the devs have left behind. And it's incredibly like there's a lot of promise in the universe. And it's really sad that it kind of gets left on the table. And it's like, oh, imagine all these things, and I'm sure they have plenty. People at NetDevil who made the game had plenty of concepts. I'm sure we would have seen an Adventures expansion later down the line. I'm sure we could have seen any number of Crystally and the Paradox Research Lab. Okay, I have to go down there. That's fine. I'm sure we could have seen any number of concepts that were beyond what we got, which is, a little bittersweet because you leave all that on the table, and you have to be like coping with the what if. And there were other Lego MMO attempts. Some of them worked out a little bit. I played all of them. I played Chima. I played Chima online for a little bit. That was kind of fun, like a base building game with top-down, kind of like a top-down perspective. So that was cool. Minifigures Online, which is the direct successor to this game, I don't really remember playing for too long. But there wasn't really anything that took up the mantle from this game in terms of like, this is the Lego multiplayer game. There wasn't really anything that took up that mantle. There wasn't anything that was like the next step in evolving LU. And you have to spray cannonballs. Oh yeah. That's fine, I have to go there anyway. And then Return to the Adventure Explorer. Sure. Yeah, so it's just like it's disappointing to say the least. And you can't I guess I could fault the devs for that. Like, what are they gonna do? Honestly. Visit 5 properties. There's like a shuttle to take up 5 trips per side. You're not visiting properties this stream. I want to do. Like, yeah, I'm talking to Wistly anyway, so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Damage defense robot, spare parts. Smash Ramen next to spare parts. I can do that. 6 shooter. Plunger, a real pistol that works on them targets. Shoot 6 targets and have upgrades. Sure. So yeah, that's kind of what I think is that had we gotten the chance, had we gotten continued content, continued updates, and had things worked out better, because there's kind of this tragic story with NetDevil not receiving the support they needed. It ended up kind of being like put into you know, put into a maintenance mode on LU. Like, you can see you can't snipe that. You can't snipe that. Oh, can you snipe that? No, you can't. You know, put into his maintenance mode, and even you know, eventually, just do that. So I don't have to go back there anyway. I'm going all the way back to where we started. It's gonna give me the jump to where we go. No, no. You know, that's my one like big like. Oh, I'm so sad because like our universe didn't get more content, and more patches and more updates and such. But I think that's something that the community has the chance to fix. Not that it's up to them to do it necessarily, because I don't want to be like, oh, let's just have these people who have lives and family and things like that to do it. Because that hardly seems fair. You know, that hardly seems like, oh yeah, this is totally fair. Why don't we just have somebody else do it, the work that I don't want to do? There you go. Because I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to do it even. Like, it's totally lost on me. I mean, I imagine they have the tools now. The devs have the tools if they wanted to go back and rebuild the game, or add in a complete, you know, whatever. But I picture it's not. I picture it's not part of a plan, or if it is part of a plan, it would require considerable. You're talking about like, ooh, wow. Okay, this is bad. You're talking about considerable like dev time and QA and like all of these, you know, like it would be very naive to say like, oh, this is easy, let's just go in and do it, you know, because you know, think it took them 10 years to get this far and they, you know, I had everything. And maybe it's to say now that people understand how the engine works, they can do that. And I really hope they could. I know there's been talks of restoring cut content that's in the files already. And I really hope that they do, just because I want to, like, selfishly, as a fan, I want to see that. And also as somebody who's really interested in this story. And who lived with this game, and I'd be happy to support that however possible. There's a way to do that. Can I please shoot this target? No, I can't. Oh, you have to use 3. Now I need to put the key back on so I can at least get rid of them. And there's still... Oh, jeez. It's just kind of embarrassing. There's still things that I would love to be like, okay, let's add this to the, you know, add this to the game, add that to the game. Like, as a selfish fan person, I should probably put on. When I did this quest, I should probably put on some protective equipment. Yeah, so that's the state of the game right now. So what do you have to do? You have to like jump up there and hit it. Also, there's no AoE on that attack, and it always bums me out. Yeah, it's just kind of how I feel, and I know creativity is the best thing that I could like have in terms of like, oh, okay, you know, I don't have the expertise to do this, but I know I have the expertise to build these sets and like build these things and hopefully you know, be able to construct it through that lens. Like I would love to. How the heck are you supposed to hit that? Oh, there you go. Is that confetti? Put confetti in there. So yeah, that'd be nice. I'd love to. You know, I'd love to do that. I think it would be so much fun to do that, and I think um, Smash 5, yeah, I'm already doing that. So talk to Wisp, Sentinel Flight. I'm just gonna keep doing these little like side quests because I have so much nothing going on that like I might as well. Um, yeah, So let me check the chat because I feel like somebody's probably time to message in. I only have a single monitor right now, so I'm kind of like tabbing back and forth between what's the chat saying and what's the what's everybody else saying. Cool. That's another thing that's gonna change is I don't know. I'd like to stream as much as I do now. I think it would be fun to do it, just to kind of keep the spirit of it intact, because I enjoy doing it, and I think it's fun and very easy for me to contact people in this way instead of like having to really telegraph out what I'm saying and what I'm doing, because it's just sometimes I don't want to do that. Like sometimes I don't want to have to telegraph everything I'm doing and saying and all that. The pet dragon, skeleton dragon. Oh, yeah. Ooh, what is it that you don't want me to? What is this? It's a trumpet. Okay. That's annoying. I can't see the parts. There. Definitely one of those. There's a hinge. So I'm gonna bet. Frick. That's annoying. Yeah, it wasn't gonna work because I can't see the thingy. It glitched out at me a little bit there. Yeah. So it's kind of nice to have this format, and definitely in the future, whether it's continuing to play LU, I know I have some builds that I would like to complete, especially just in the immediate future. I want to build. Oh wow, yeah, I didn't have nearly as many pieces as I needed to do that. I want to do Guarded In really badly. I want to build that set. That should be right. Yep, that's right. I want to build Guarded In in LU on my property. Just so I can say I did, because I'm gonna name you Stragor. Cool. Welcome to the team, Stragor. Guarded In is such a cool set, and I feel like I want to get it. But it's expensive, and your boy has not had enough time to manifest money or what have you to actually be able to afford that set. Especially not. See the Nostrum. Check. Hazmat cleanup. X-ray and just refinery. Near thy enemy. Collect 25 bricks. Sample for science. Okay. So he'll give me the cube that I then return later. Put in the action bar. It's going to slot 5. It does. Yeah, but like having that, some of those sets, some of those classic classic castle sets, just I would love to have them. I mean, like it would make me happier in a clan. I mean, I've been looking at those sets since I was a kid to try to see if I could get them, and I've never ever been able to get it, obviously, because knife. Man, if only I could use that knife. I really like that knife. Just like the model. Like, let's be honest. I just like the model. Just being able to finally have some of those sets. And I'm getting there, like, even now. I have something on my desk at work that I'm really happy with. It's just a Black Dragon's boat, or like the Dragon boat, or something, some dragon boat. It's the Dragon Knights, but it's just cool to like, cool to finally have just the sets that I've always kind of wanted, even in some small way. Wow, that's embarrassing. Um, Even in some small way, to be able to have the sets that I've always wanted, and been like, okay, you know, I finally the money detector. Hello, I like money. Just finally being able to have that, have that in my life, and be just so happy with the fact that I can do that. Like it's just nice to have it. Nice to be able to finally say, like after all of the years of looking at them, that I have them, and that they will become part of my mock and my you know, my layout. Um, and I would really like to do a show. I would really like to do a convention. I know it's gonna take some time and it's not gonna be soon, but definitely like I would love to have a convention of a layout, because I have this layout in my mind of a medieval town or a medieval village, and kind of maybe a fort around it, maybe a fort around it. You know, I don't want to say like a fort is out of the question 100%, because it's just not. I've had this idea called there's the Black Falcon's Fortress, but I have always been partial to abandoned or derelict environments and forts. Especially, I am a big fan of like repurposed in any story. Like a repurposed structure is one of my favorite things in the world. Like the Yavin 4 base, which I kind of want to get just for like the insane lore surrounding it. So if you're not familiar with the lore, that set was designed back in like 2002 or 3 or some many years ago. That set was designed and leaked. You know, the photos, beta photos were leaked, and we never got it. We never saw it. It just kind of it haunted Lego Star Wars fans forever and ever and ever and always. And I, okay, so we take that back to who. It just taunted them forever, and it was kind of, on one hand, it's like, oh, this is kind of funny actually that happened. And on the other hand, it's like, oh, that sucks that you can't have this thing that you've wanted for many years. I'm not building more airstrikes. I'm going to go do the next thing on my list. Did I turn that quest into him? I did this. Oh, I have to smash the last robot. Cool. That's perfect. Yeah, but like, I'm happy for Lego Star Wars fans. You know, myself kind of included. I've been considering buying it. It's at 169. The price tag is like $170, and that's a lot of money, especially for a set that I'm only like. It's okay. I'll take the money. Never mind. Especially for a set that I'm only like very tangentially attached to, it's a lot. But I know that it's also never going to be. It's never going to be any cheaper than it's going to be now. Like it's in sheer like Lego investment brain. If I were gonna resell it, I would definitely buy it now. Just because it's never going to be any cheaper than it is now. And it's so kind of disappointing to have to say that and admit that to myself. Is that like it's if I want it, I've got to get it when it first comes out, because otherwise I'm never gonna get it. Which is crazy. No, not crazy, but like as soon as that set, is complete, or as soon as that set's retired, you're gonna be. I'm not doing that. As soon as that set's retired, you're going to be paying for it tenfold or eightfold or however many. Like you're gonna be paying. You're gonna be paying a lot of money for that set, and that's my guarantee. My Brick and Lantern trademark guarantee, because it's gonna be so sought after, and it's kind of a shame that you have to think this way. And yeah, it's like that's just that's just the system that we live under. That's just the way that the world is that you have to think of things in terms of monetary value, and what can be derived from it in the future. But also like I just have this fundamental disagreement with the idea of Lego as an investment tool. I like pragmatically, yes.
Try jumping up
Thank you, Sir Patrick Stewart. It's absolutely, absolutely, it's an investment. It can be an investment tool. Absolutely, it can be an investment tool. And like, I think in the last few years, we've seen that shift, and I think we've also seen that the Lego Group has acknowledged that shift. They're making products now for that market, which is probably honestly why they released that set, because spoilers. These people are not doing. Like that's the thing that boggles my mind, is that we, as AFOLs and as falls or lugs or whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call this group of people that use this building system, we assume that the company behind the product, has our best interest in mind, and listens to us all the time. And yes, they do. There is that dialogue between the fans and between the fans and the designers and the people making the sets. But also, you gotta acknowledge that we're on the hook. We're on the hook to a certain degree. Part of that is just like a little not sad, because that's the reality of it, but like just it's the reality. The reality is that we're on the hook for product, and that they have to derive value from it. So that's kind of sorry to devolve into that tangent, but that's the truth, and that's just the way that it goes. Which is what it is, and I think that that's fine. But that we have to be. Can you dig that up, please? Thank you. We have to be alert as consumers, and as users, as fans, and we have to demand. We have to call things out when they're unjust and when they're not right, and we have to demand a certain level of quality. And that's just. I'm gonna look through this because it's whatever. I'm out of XP. Oh, there's more targets up there. Nice. Yeah, it's just like I feel like it's almost Nintendo fan syndrome, which includes me, because I am in that cross section of not a super fan, but definitely of like I'm a fan. I'm excited for Pikmin 4. It's gonna be fun. But like we're in that cross section of people who are incredibly susceptible to blind praise of X thing that they enjoy. And we have to be aware that the people who make, you know, that the people who make these things ultimately are motivated by profit and are motivated by the wish to maximize profit and minimize overhead. And that's cool and good, and that's, you know, the system that we live under. And if you believe in the power of the consumer, that's where we derive it from, is the fact that we are the, you know, we are the engine that makes the, shoot, I have to run back down. You know, we are the engine that makes the, you know, that makes the whole thing run. But also there's a way that we are not the intended audience for things, which is kind of a little sad. And it's like, well, who are you actually making this for? Who's this? Who's the Pac-Man arcade machine for? Because it's not for me. Or like, who's the, you know, who's the UCS Star Destroyer for? Because it's not for me. Like, and yeah, part of that is that my tastes, you know, my tastes in sets are different than yours, and that's cool. Like, enjoy what you enjoy. But also recognize, we have to recognize that some of the decisions that they've been making are not good, and some of the decisions that we've been making are impacting the fans, and that's why, like, this GWP thing, is something that I don't want to let go easily, because just because we're receiving something that we've wanted or receiving something that makes the fans excited, there's always like it's like a monkey's paw. Thank you. No. No, thank you. I do not want to do the race right now. It's this monkey's paw gift of like, oh, yeah, you get to have your, you know, you get to have your Bionicle back, but you have to spend $150 on these 3 themes in X amount of time. Done. What the heck? Oh, we just disappeared. Bye. You know, or like, oh yeah, of course you can have the like these rare figures, but you've also got to be ready to pay out the ass for them. Just kind of these like, oh, you want X, okay, cool. Be ready to shell out. Be ready to, you know, be ready to pay. Be ready to, oh, you want Buccaneer Bay. Yeah, that's obviously, that's a very desirable set. We're gonna pull it off the shelves early, because that set couldn't have sold. For another 2 years. Or, oh, you want an original theme. Yeah, have fun with this. Have fun with this. This dreams thing that we're doing. Oh yes, I forgot that this turns into another area. That's kind of cool. So this is their space section, so to speak. Which is very neat. I like having this area back. Yeah, so just like, you wanna Hammerhead Stromers. You wanna believe that they're interested in what you're, you know, they're interested in what we want. But you also have to think about, like, oh fuck, that's funny. Maybe you just jumped out of Death Pit. You also gotta just be very considerate with the fact that if we indulge too much, oh, I don't need that plunger pistol anymore. I can, you know, if we let things lie the way they are, we're not gonna be receiving a good product, and we're not gonna be receiving things we want at the end of the day. You know, and you've gotta do whatever you can to make sure that that point is made, and however you have to do that. So right now for me, like um, and not to say that partially it's because they haven't been coming out with sets I'm interested in, but like I just haven't been buying sets anymore because the sets that they're coming out with are just not they're not interesting to me. Like they're not. And you know, to be totally honest, like just wow, these these sets are not very good. The the Eldorado base set is really cool, and if it's right now for me as a collector, I'm stuck between getting Eldorado, the Eldorado Fortress remake, or getting Lion Knight's Castle, and partially it's just like shoot, back up, back up. Um, partially like if I really should keep some healing stuff on my hotbar. Just like yeah, Eldorado is really cool. And I like that set a lot. And I'm really glad that they're making it. They're making a set like that. And I hope that I hope that this proves considerable interest to the LEGO Group that people want these classic themes back and not just as like a one-off. Which admittedly, this is a one-off. This is totally a one-off. And the reason that you get the one-off, you get the one-off because it's icons and it's the hangover from the 90th anniversary, and they probably already had the set designed, like, to be honest. At least it's my theory is that they already had something ready to go with that, and just kind of stay, like, all three, there were those three ideas, themes that they brought out, and I think they probably already had something going with it. But that's not to say that that's a bad thing at all. That Eldorado Fortress remake, beautiful set. Just I keep hitting that. Amazing set. Just like the guy who made that set. Really, the designer who made that set did a really stellar job in doing it. And so that's where I'm kind of like, oh, what one do I want? Because I have a much more intimate attachment to Castle, obviously. But every time I see that set, every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, I have the perfect thing for this. Hey there, back again. It seems like the BLU server link's expired. Okay, I will send out. I'll send out a new link. Also, I know you're in the Discord, the Summer of Slug Discord. So, go like text Brian, I think Brian's bricks or like Brian's Lego bricks in the server. Just send him a message, and you can get a link directly from him, unless I update it shortly. But yeah, he's the server owner. It's Brian's server, so he can easily send you a link. But it'd be super cool. We can get together and actually, like, I would love to team stream it with you, Brock. I think that would be super cool if you're down for it. I could start a fresh character, but we'll have to we can learn that. Because if you're interested, I will gladly either wait or we can do whatever. Yeah, message Brian and Slugger's server. Just super cool. I fucking love that server. That server's so much fun. So, I guess I'll plug it quick, because I don't know if anybody watching the VOD back or whatever, is unfamiliar. Our Slugger, super cool, LEGO YouTuber, awesome, really, like, incredible at what he does. Some of my inspiration. He is doing the ongoing Summer of Slug, which is he's running running a summertime only Patreon, and he has his Discord server, and the server's really great. Just like some of the most brilliant builders, most creative, like thinkers, and definitely like just the most knowledgeable people. I mean, the most knowledgeable Lego people you could possibly talk to. Just so interesting, and some of the stuff that we're doing right now is just really incredible. So you might see some things from me regarding that server because we've got a little bit of a project going that is super cool, and it's something that I've always been into, and we've kind of just started. We just started one day, and we're running with it. Give you a quick update. It's called Starmail. It is essentially we've made our own custom space theme based on like if you're familiar with Drone Racers Refueled. Drone Racers Refueled is a super cool Instagram theme project that is kind of like we're gonna make our own Lego theme and actually like put constraints on ourselves to make sure that it's as accurate as we can make it type of deal. Like they have, okay, we're gonna build with X parts budget. We're gonna design sets that we think would be, designed by actual Lego designers and like all that kind of cool stuff. So we're kind of doing something like that with this whole space sub-theme concept of like, okay, we're gonna make our own, our own space theme, and it is gonna be all about this group of people who are traveling the galaxy, delivering mail and hauling and doing space logistics, which I have always been fascinated with and was like trying to think of a way to do to build with the fuel stop module that I'm working on, like on and off. Ouch. I gotta work quicker. Because I like the fuel space module, and it's kind of like this is an evolution of that concept. And no, I did not come up with this concept. It was a group effort. Before I ended up like accidentally taking credit for something that a bunch of other like really brilliant people came up with and helped develop. No, that's not the case. I wish I'd been throwing this idea around in my head, but never to this degree. Oh jeez, I'm gonna go down, aren't I? That's a motion potion, and that's armor. So yeah, these just like we've developed our own sub theme. Actually had the fun. I had the pleasure of sitting down and writing an employee handbook for the new employees of the company, Starmail, which was fun. I really enjoyed that, and it's got some fun stuff in it. I got to expand a little bit on the factions, and I'm gonna keep expanding on them because, like, oh man, it's just so cool to like. It's kind of fun to just put yourself in the constraints of like, oh, this is a '90s Lego sub-theme using X building techniques with sets that range from like this value to this value, and to get to design like the lore of that is pretty cool because it's just like a fun exercise in like just thought in trying to put yourself in the head of a Lego designer, because we can build crazy mocks all day, but like to actually go and say, okay, I'm building a retail line of sets that would have released around this time period and actually goes by the rules of sets that would have released around this time period. Like, that's a whole different challenge. Just, yeah, you're trying to emulate both a style and and like just a mindset. So I'm throwing my own build in very soon. I've got the parts. Actually brought the parts in today. I'm repurposing a set that already exists, the 5984 Lunar Limo from Space Police 3. I'm gonna repurpose that into my build and try to keep it within that mind space of like, oh, this is the this is the theme that we are doing. Obviously, we're gonna have some, yeah, smash. It's gonna be tough. Not tough, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a process to learn how to do it because I only have I think like 400 pieces right now, and that's all I'm gonna have. So it's probably gonna be, if we're talking about like set wise, I would say it's gonna be in the margin of a $30 to $50 set. So I'm kind of thinking of like reviewing it like it's a real set, just for the fun of structuring a set review of it, of my own set, you know, my own mock, and having it be like, oh, okay, this is. Yeah, like, oh, this is kind of actually like a real thing that I've done. I'm doing like an alternate universe set review for it. So yeah, that's the thing about Star Mail right now, and there's a lot more about Star Mail. Aldebaran is pretty busy. I mentioned his business trip. Also getting some Kabaya sets for him. Yeah, Brock is the hero from Japan, or in Japan, or somehow able to acquire Kabaya sets for everybody in the server. Our time is over. Good work. Jeez, I don't want to do this, but he's got the medium bag of faction tokens hostage. It's not convince me to do anything with that. That's a really, yeah, so Brock's Kabaya sets, man, I guess I'll touch on that a little bit. This is another Slugger server thing. Again, for those of you, you know, not in it or not, you know, whatever, for whatever reason. So we have this really interesting thing. Very large bag. It's 15. Very nice. 16. Okay, I can actually go and get another piece of the armor set. That'd be a good way to end this stream, I think. So we have a couple of. And I feel like weird because I'm in the States and I can't. I don't have access to these. Though I am definitely gonna use Brock to buy like 1 or 2 of the Ninja Kabaya sets, if we can get a good deal going. Because I would like a couple, especially with upcoming videos. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. In case you couldn't tell. So Brock is in Japan or has access to these sets that are retail exclusive, not retail exclusive, but like are difficult to get in the Americas. Essentially, they're kind of related to the British magazine sets in the way that they are like, they're exclusive and they're very small, and they are all related to this Japanese candy company called Kabaya. And for some reason, we all want them. Not for some reason, they're super cool. Shoot. I gotta bring him down. Yes. So, yeah, the Kabaya sets, they're just like, they're like the polybags of classic Lego. Like, they are just tiny, and they were affordable, and they're very hard to get overseas. So Brock is kind of serving as like a Kabaya plug. He's doing this for people on the server, and I want to use him to get a couple of the Kabaya Ninja sets, particularly just the set. There's like 3 sets called Cart in the line. Not for some reason, because I don't know why there are so many sets named Cart. I'm sure it's just like a translation thing. But they're just like, they've always been of interest to me, and I think it's cool to get your hands on things that you can't have. Just kind of why I like when I go to other places, I'm always like, okay, I need to go to Toys R Us or something, because it's like, it's the novelty of not necessarily being able to get your hands on them easily. Whereas to him, it's like, it's, you know, to other people, it's like, yeah, we have Toys R Us, yeah, that's normal. Versus to me, it's like, we have, you know, you have Toys R Us, that's so cool. because I remember going to Toys R Us, and you know, last summer I had the pleasure of going to a Toys R Us, and this summer I will maybe have the pleasure of going to a Toys R Us, because it's just kind of like kind of cool. You know, I was a Toys R Us kid growing up. We had a Toys R Us not far from me, and then they went bankrupt, and I kind of now I get to have my chance again because they're worldwide, and they've come back now to the States, but they're not the same as they were, which is not to say that's not a good thing, because like Toys R Us is a toy warehouse, and it's like one of the worst stores to ever be in terms of like experience. Yep. Media large bag. Epsilon, you jerk. They're just like they're not very shopper friendly. And so it's kind of like, oh, if you want to go to Toys R Us, you either have the nice Toys R Us in the U.S., where they are starting to do this like consumer-friendly boutique toy rebrand, kind of for, or you go to the nostalgic toy warehouse outside of the States. And I'm kind of for toy warehouse. Like, and I think it's just the nostalgia talking, because I'm sure if I was able to have an experience with you know, with the new Toys R Us, I would be pretty happy too. Because I've heard, and I think they're back in like Macy's, but I've heard they're quite nice. At least in the terms of like, this is a curated experience that you are having versus like, oh, this is just a pile of toys. It seems like they're much more focused on the shopper experience, which is fair, because you have to be focused on that now. In retail, you know, if you want to survive, you've got to be focused on like getting people in the door and giving them an experience that's worth, you know, worth coming to the store for, compared to getting things on Amazon. Because Toys R Us really thrives in like selection, but Amazon has everything. Amazon has everything. So you need to offer some other reason to come. You need to offer some other experience that will keep shoppers coming back. Which I don't know why I went into that whole tangent. I guess it's because I know too much about retail for somebody who dislikes shopping, or dislikes going to stores and buying things. I like shopping. I'm very good at shopping. It's just you know, I don't like the process of going to stores, lots of stores. I think there's an inherent unfriendliness for people such as myself when you enter into such an environment. Yeah, and that's as far as I'll go. But like going to Walmart is generally an unpleasant experience if I'm not prepared to do so. Like I'm not going to Walmart. Going to Walmart is like it's its own. I don't go to. You can't just go to Walmart for like a milk and eggs and stuff. For me, because it's just it's its own type of labor. And it kind of like, I guess if we're talking about me a little bit, it kind of goes back to like the faux like Lego's Business Tactics. They are geared toward. Oh my god, it's still going. Fine. So it is geared toward people like me. Or rather, yes, it is geared toward people like me. It is geared toward people who are of a certain persuasion, which is fair, because like, yeah, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and it's really effective, and it really works well on people who are like me. Which is to say, somewhere on the somewhere on the spectrum. Yeah, and so that's kind of like that's the be-all, end-all of that. Is that it's kind of predatory, in my opinion. And that might just be like an overreaction. But it just like the GWP thing, some for myself, and part of that is like, oh, well, if you don't like it, don't buy it. But it's like I do like it. It's not like I don't like it. It's not like I don't like the Force's Hideout or Tahu and Takua or like those sets. I do like it. Like I really like it. But the context of getting it, like that's the problem. That's the thing that really bites is like getting it. Oh jeez, I need to get out of there. Like yeah, it's no, I would happily get it, and I would happily buy it. But it's like the surrounding the circumstances, and that's you gotta acknowledge the fucking circumstances. Like, you don't. Not everybody is able to. Jeez. Not everybody is able to easily purchase these things or like justify purchasing these things. Because I had known ahead of time, well ahead of time, that this was coming, and I had been like planning for it. And I was able to do it, and even like looking back, I probably shouldn't have because the sets that I got were like, kind of lackluster, to be honest. There wasn't, and that's another thing, but I can get to that in a minute. Kind of lackluster, like not. Looking back on it, I would not have bought all of those sets. There were some that I would have bought. Twice, like whatever. But man, they know what they know what they're doing. And you can't be that stupid. Like you can't. It's not possible. No, it's not possible that you can be that oblivious to your fan base, to the people who frequent who patronize you. It's kind of hurtful to do that, because like we're the people who patronize you. I want to be able to engage in this in like good faith. Oh, nice, very nice. We might be able to get 2 pieces of the armor set before we get off. Like I want to be able to do this in good faith, and be able to shoot, be able to engage, and then just enjoy. You're talking me up. I'm not nearly as interesting, and I'm not a fan. Just avoid the import direct. See, you say that, Brock. You say that you're not that interesting. I am kind of hyping you up a little bit, and that's fair, because you are a very interesting person, and you're an archivist, which is one of my favorite category of people. I am also an archivist at heart. Ooh, very cool. I am somebody who is that the fast pants? Is that what they gave me at level like 20? Is the fast pants? Where are they? Tie-dye shirt, conductor shirt. Oh boy, yippee! Dude, you're like you're an archivist. That's awesome. Like the work that. Okay, I'll stop. I'm addressing you directly, but know that like you are very interesting to me, and that's why I like talking about it. Is like you're just the like the things that you're able to get a hold of, and archive and like work with are super awesome. Yeah. So yeah, you can directly import through Japan, and that's really cool. But also just like being able to work as a citizen archivist and work with pieces of media that might be lost or important, is cool. So yeah, so that's my quick Brock detour. Uh, Let me see what time. It's 9:51, so we're gonna go back to. We're gonna sell these gems. we're gonna go back to Advent or to Nimbus Station, and we're going to kind of sell and sign off. So, the long and the short of it, is coming full circle back to what I was talking about before Brock needed to be hyped up some more. I don't feel like, who the heck is this? Is it Sarge? No, that's some other guy. It's cool. I actually saw another person. I don't feel that I can engage in as good of a faith as I used to with the Lego group, and that they have been taking advantage of people who need, who have particular quirks, particular behavioral patterns, and neurodivergent people and people who are susceptible to these kinds of tactics, of FOMO, and of having Lego as a special interest, and using them to make money, and that's not like, oh, they're preying on people. Like, they kind of are, because it's, to let you into like a little window of how I experience Lego is like, when I see something that I want, it's like you can't get it out of, it's like you can't get it out of my head. Let's go and get a little sponges too. Pet Cove perk up. Pet Cove needs a handyman. I didn't want to do that. When I see it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want that. That's it. That's it. I want it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit there and I'm just gonna want it, and I'm just gonna be thinking about it all the time, and like, to the level of like almost, what should I go for next? I feel like I want to do the shoulder pads next. To the level of like, I'm just gonna be freaking thinking about it. And it's just gonna keep eating away at me, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm cool, like we're good, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm just thinking about it again, and then I'm gonna be sitting there, and I'm gonna be like, it's like it just burrows itself into your head, and you can't do anything about it. You can't get it out, you can't change it, you can't do anything. It's just there. And sometimes it's like, oh, I think I'm gonna be, I think you're gonna be complete with it. And that's just life under capitalism as a whole. It's like, you think you're gonna be complete with it, and then you see something else and you want that. Oh, I have to go to they're in Advent Gardens? I guess they are. Life under capitalism 101 is like, oh, I'm so excited for X thing, and then you get X thing, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready for Y thing actually, and it just keeps going and going and going until eventually you've kind of just spun yourself into a circle. This armor really sucks if you don't have all of it on. No, it's fine. I mean, that's not fine, but it is the life that we find ourselves in. Very cool. Well, we'll go back to this then. Maybe I will go back to this. Yeah, you know what? I'll go back to this. I kind of like this look. It's just life, sadly. It's just annoying and frustrating, and I wish I could really accurately sum up what the experience is like. It's just, it's just like, it's taxing. And I'll back away from this topic, but that's just, you know, you live under a set of rules, and people will rip Milo. People will take advantage of you. Oh, it's an Advent. Back to Advent. People will take advantage of you, and you will be susceptible. Be susceptible to things, whether that's tactics or I guess this is kind of where we're gonna end for now. I'm gonna sell some stuff off. But whether you are susceptible to advertisements or tactics or just like the actual day-to-day experience of living life, yeah, you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be targeted. Who the heck is that? Is that Sarge? No, it's friggin' Zane. Sick. There's some people moving around here. Oh, it is Sarge. Hi, Sarge. Did you just finish Ninjago? You must have. Thanks for visiting at the end of the stream. I knew you were probably around here. Used to go to, yes. Side hobby. I would just work retail normally. Yep. I understand. I am. I'm a I'm a working professional who does not work in archival yet, and I would like to work my way to that point someday. But right now it's not in the cards. Though I do plan on going back. Do plan on either going to study or getting a master's or what have you. Because I enjoy what I'm doing now. Don't get me wrong. I am working for great people who are just fantastic, and I'm very happy. But there is something to be said for working with old historical documents and saving knowledge in people's hard work. That really speaks to me compared to like doing what I do now, which is, you know, I don't work in a mine. I don't work in, you know, I have a pretty, all things considered, I have a very good job, especially for just stepping out of the college world. So yeah, I'm not upset with my job, but you can always go back. Yeah, embrace older story bands. I don't know about glitches. I was like 10 when I was playing, so I don't know about glitches. Yeah, reject current Lego, embrace older. I'm not saying necessarily reject. I don't know if I agree with that sentiment fully, and I understand what you're saying. I don't know if I agree with. Yeah, see, there's the Ninjago sets. That's skeleton bowling. I don't know that I agree with like, oh, it's 100%. You know, and I'm sure you're not advocating for this as throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and just saying like, you know, new Lego is just simply inferior, and that is that. I know that's not what you're saying because that's a lot of like, that's a big stretch to go from there to there. Where the heck are you gonna find cannonballs in Advent? But I agree with the sentiment, which is like, we need to be. I like the older building techniques, and I like the older sets a lot. And I think that any set that kind of harkens back to that older aesthetic or those older ideas, in terms of like, oh, this is an original theme, or this is a like this is inspired by like the creator sets. I can't believe I'm saying this, and I'm sure there are certain actors out there who are gonna be mad. Oh, I'm actually gonna see if I can. This guy, I wanna this guy to be my friend. I'm sure there are actors out there that believe this. They believe that they are, they believe that it's the truth. Oh, cool. It's a little spaceman. Is that Captain Nemo? you know, they believe that that's the truth. They believe that in order to you know, be true to themselves, Lego has to remain old school. And I don't 100% agree with that. Just because that's kind of like oh, you can't be, you know, you can't possibly be saying that you like new thing or like whatever. Kind of embarrassing if I get smashed right there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yep. Yeah, like it's just to me, the spirit of Lego, the spirit of the building, the spirit of the actual process is what matters to me, and not so much the when of the process. I think if it's effective, and you like what you like, and you don't what you don't. Damn it. I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna finish this quest, and then I really have to get off. Like, yeah, you know, I like older Lego, and I think there's a ton of value in like being able to experience older sets. That's why I'm so like excited about the remake of El Dorado Fortress, because it's just like it's just neat, you know, it's just neat to be offered an experience like that, and I hope that they get the right message, which is like fans. Oh my god, stunned. I hope that they get the right message, which is that fans are interested in remakes and reissues of certain sets. Because I certainly am. If I could get a reissue of a, you know, if I get a reissue of some sets that I never got the chance to get, like there's the Lego Legends line from 2004, which is a similar, you know, a similar kind of move, which is like we're gonna reissue a bunch of sets. I'm cool with a few remakes. I'm cool with a couple. I think it's nice. Like, I think it's nice to have access to something that you necessarily didn't have before. Especially when it comes to like collectors, especially when it comes to like this, you know, AFOLs and people like that. I think that we need to agree that I think that like having, you know, expanding access is cool. I can't believe that they would continue to do that just because of the you know, the investment market. But I'm sure if you offer a unique experience, there would actually be some interest in that. I can't get this to go live. Is that a friendly blast? No. Yeah, like I would feel like there's some incentive to not only redo sets, but actually like make them accessible. And I'm not saying like, oh, redo you know, redo Rock Raiders or do stuff like that. Like, just, you know, I think we've seen it is that if you offer fans a castle and you offer them a pirate ship and a spaceship, like basic, you know, basic models that are very lovingly executed, you can see a return on that investment. Like the Galaxy Explorer is one of the best sets of the last few years by far, and I say that wholeheartedly. And I can think of no other sets that really are able to capture the everything that I like about the Lego system and also be in an incredibly good price point like that. That was a total waste of use. I can't believe that's that bad. Okay, but yeah, like just the price point, the build, the alt builds, like it is the quintessential Lego set, and I can't, I can't fathom that it wouldn't have. I can't believe that that wasn't a best seller or at least an incredibly good seller for the Lego group. And with the price point, everything is so well. Gem pack or surprise. Always take a gem pack, and I'm not doing that. I can't believe that they didn't make money on that. I can't believe, like, no, you could not tell me that they did not make any money on that, because that set sold incredibly well. I mean, like, everybody that I talked to or heard from or saw online had nothing but good things to say about that set, because it's just like, literally, it's just a Lego spaceship, and that's all it needs to be, and it's beautiful. I can't really think of like any. I'm sure if I had more time, I can think of like, oh, this is a salient criticism I have, but it's just like so well executed. So what do I have to do? I have to get sharps, Skylane, Navigate Gardens, better. So I think that's actually where we're gonna be kind of ending tonight. For everybody who tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. I really can't express what it means to me to just be able to hang out with you. Check the chat one last time. Yeah, Sarge, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'll be hanging out. Game Key, yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I really, really appreciate it. It's always so much fun streaming for all of you. I hope you enjoy. For those of you watching the VOD, thank you for watching. Even if you tune in for 5-6 minutes, I still really appreciate it. It's just so nice to be able to do this, and be able to share this experience with people who might not have been able to have it for themselves when they were younger. So, for Brick and Lantern, I'm Brick and Lantern. I'm gonna go turn the tavern off for the night and put out the fire, and hopefully we'll see you all again very soon.